go. All righty, guys. Welcome back to another little episode here on Guardian Platforms channel. I'm Caddy. We have Miss B here with us today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is the first of several videos we promised we would make because of the monumental changes that we've made for Guardian Platform. So, Caddy and I are going to keep the short, snack-sized video. We want to get you some information about what's going on, but we also don't want to take up a ton of your time. So today we're going to take a deeper dive into DAOs. The last video we made about a week ago, week and a half ago, about a week ago, we just touched on the wave tops of what was going on with Guardian since we launched in April 22 up until now. We've made a blockchain change. We've made we've gone into DAOs, and what we're going to do is go into that a little deeper. We're going to talk about DAOs for those of you who aren't familiar, and then we're also going to give you some information about Guardians SolCentral DAO. So
Right.
I think we can break that down into some few different sections and keep it hopefully fairly short, 10 minutes or so. Caddy, why don't we start with what a DAO is in general, what it is, what it's used for.
Definitely. And, that's one thing that not everybody is experienced with DAOs. Not everybody's experienced with Solana. And we even know some within our community itself. They have a million questions about Solana and they're out there doing these deep dives. Yeah. So the whole goal of this is to try to simplify it, bring it as much into layman terms as we can to help make it easy to digest. DAOs are really not that complicated, but they do serve a very, very strong purpose, especially for what Guardian's doing.
Yes.
So with that, want to start talking, we just want to dig into about, what a DAO is.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it is a uniquely structured governance system. It's blockchain based, but it's different than, a team-led project that a lot of us are familiar with, or a community-based project like a lot of us used to be part of. So this is different in the way it's governed, who makes the decisions, and how initiatives and proposals are pushed through. So if we can cover that for a couple minutes, I think that'd be helpful.
Definitely. And for those that don't know what a DAO actually is, okay, never mind. I can't type that fast. I was going to try to rip up a banner or create a banner here real quick for the bottom. But a DAO stands for a decentralized autonomous organization, right? So imagine a company from a decentralized standpoint. Typically, the decision makers within a company, they would huddle together, talk about certain topics, and make a decision on behalf of that company. Well, a DAO takes that power and gives it back to the community, allows them to help kind of drive in the seat of the car of where the project's going, what projects in the Solana ecosystem, particularly with the SolCentral, which we'll get into in a second. This allows the community and token holders to get directly involved with actual decisions on the project, with its treasury, things of that nature. So, a typical DAO, the way that it's structured is you would have your community members, the people that hold the token to your project, or the token that's the DAO is based upon. And there's many different ways you can set that up. But we'll talk about the simplest of terms. Especially this kind of aligns with the way SolCentral is going to be built, is we actually have council members part of our DAO. What is the purpose of the council members? Well, those are trusted individuals within the project that proposals can be submitted to and be reviewed by those council members to make sure it checks all the proper boxes, right? We want to make sure as a project, is this something that is viable to Solana? Is this something viable to the blockchain and the ecosystem? Is there a benefit for Guardian and its holders? And how can Guardian assist this project? As we are able to answer those questions, the council members will work directly with the submitter. Once we have a refined proposal, then we put that out to a community vote, right? Mm-hmm. So community voting, there's a couple of different ways that can be structured as well. With Guardian, it's if you hold one token, or if you hold 100,000 tokens, you'll be able to vote. Your vote counts as one no matter what. It's not tipping the scales in any way. We want to make sure that there's equal power, equal capability out there among all of the community members. So once that goes out for a vote, now that proposal could include marketing, it could include consultations, it could even include treasury funds. And with that is how Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. There's a blooper reel moment. So, but when it goes out for that vote, if the consensus out there is 60% or more that this passes, whatever was in that proposal that was submitted to the community is now by default being executed by blockchain. Rather, it was treasury funds being initiated, right? By that vote passing, that is all on-chain information and workflow that is being executed. So the beauty of that is the community has the power to make those decisions as long as they hold enough Guardian tokens to vote with and help kind of drive the Solana ecosystem, other projects, Guardian itself. They get their voice heard and be able to put their 2 cents in on what are the next steps here. So is there anything you want to add on to that, Miss B?
No, I think you covered it. I do want to reiterate that our DAO it will be essentially what's the quickest way to say it? It's self-governing.
Yes.
So anyone who does hold 100,000 Guardian tokens, which is, we did look at the holder list, and so we feel that's a really reasonable amount of qualifying tokens. So if you do that, you can vote on any of the proposals that are put forth after being refined by the council. Something I wanted to mention about the council is, and Caddy, you and I talked about this at another time, is that we want to have it be odd numbers, but we also want to potentially have community members come in and be part of that council, be part of the refining process of a proposal before it's even put forth to the community for voting. So, we will be, if anyone's interested, we will be looking at that. And it's not a forever commitment. It's not like once you sign up, you're locked in.
Right.
We potentially we could do it for, a 30-day period of time or 60-day or something like that, to be determined. But we would love to have community members be part of the council as well. That's how you can get involved in this in another way.
Yeah, and that's actually a very, very good point. Is, one of the things is we do have to keep the council members. I'm glad you mentioned that. That does need to be an odd number. And that odd number could be 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 27 for that matter, right? It depends on how many community members wants to truly get involved with this and actually be part of the collaboration with these other projects or these other community members that are submitting these proposals, because that is the refining stage. That is where we get to work directly with the project to make sure that this proposal is sound and it brings benefit to the ecosystem. It brings benefits to all parties involved, right?
Sure.
And that way, we're not just throwing blind voting out for our community to say like, hey, we want to take 100 grand of your treasury for X, Y, and Z. No, at least there is some level of project engagement and community engagement to refine those needs and to identify that to mold it into a truly professional proposal. That is the actual goal, is to capture those requirements, make sure it provides benefit, and to be part of that council, you get to help mold that. You get to help what that looks like for other projects, for the collaboration in the ecosystems.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Other than that, though, I mean, we really did kind of capture all of that in what felt like one breath for me.
Well, actually, there's something. So we have a couple minutes left, but there's something that we did today that we should let people know about, and that's that we successfully funded the DAO Treasury. Thank you for pulling that up.
I
So
had it standing by.
so that amount right there, a little bit over 14,000 as it stands in value right now. Obviously, it will fluctuate a little bit with market, but that is the DAO Treasury. Those funds will be used to finance the proposals that would support operations and development and growth initiatives, and all those things that will come forth in the proposals. So that's what we're starting with, and we just wanted you guys to know. We just did that today.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think we're getting very close to having this DAO go public.
Yeah, from our standpoint, we have a couple minor tests that we still want to execute before this goes truly public. But we are at that finish line, right?
Yeah.
we just want to be able to kind of dot our I's, cross our T's. And one of the things, as what you guys are seeing here today as the platform for Realms and for Guardians DAO, this is Realms V2. I just want to touch base on that really quickly. Is their V2 is something that is very new. It was just released for public use about a week and a half ago. It was actually the day that we were setting it up.
Yeah.
It was the day after that it was available for public, because when we were trying to deploy this, I reached directly out to Realms and got the access pass and everything, so that way we could explore this. So this is very, very exciting times. As you get to play with the DAO, you'll see things be refined over time. I'm loving the aesthetics right now compared to the V1. This is very easy to manage,
Yes.
and easy to navigate too, for that matter. So that has always been a goal, is from Guardian standpoint, is find the best tools that exist, right? I always reference BOBA, builder by analysis. Somebody very important has beat that in my head over the time. And with that, this is one of those situations where this was better to go out. There's a tool that exists, and we watched it from their V0, from their beta release to now their V2, and really proud to be working along the side of Realms and the Solana ecosystem, to bring these tools to use.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yes. So
like the candy store.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm telling you, every time, from my stance of being the one that goes out and vets the new tools, vets or goes out and does that market research of what's available and what's out here for us, that landscape changes rapidly. It seems like every time I feel like I got a very good feel on something, like we're ready to pull that trigger, go back and be like, oh, version 1.8.9, and oh, there's breaking changes to this and major changes. And that's the beauty of being in a blockchain and an ecosystem in its infancy, is you get to help watch it mold. You get to help mold it. And SolCentral is absolutely no different, right? You as a community get to help mold how Guardian platform, how SolCentral can help the Solana ecosystem. So exciting things from my standpoint.
Exciting things for everybody.
Exactly.
Well, I think we covered a lot. We're going to continue to make these videos. I think I did put a list out in our Telegram main chat, and this is the first of several. We might even stay in the studio now and record some more. I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see what happens.
But we're gonna cut it now, so it stays at least around 13 minutes. So
yes.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, DM, drop it in main chat so everyone else can see the answer. And we look forward to having you view our next info vids.
Yes. And for those that may not be part of the ecosystem and just stumbled across this video out there on YouTube, guys, we have been around since 2022. We are directly available. Most of us kind of hang out here in Telegram and also working on a Discord. Inside joke on that one among our team. But with that being said, also please leave a comment on the YouTube video if you're not directly involved in those type of social media platforms. But we are out here on YouTube, on Telegram, on Discord, on Twitter or X, and we're just going to keep pushing forward and doing what we can do here for everybody.
Sounds good.
Yes. Until next time, guys.
Take care.
Yep, we'll see ya.